Lockheed Martin, Pratt & Whitney are going forward with plans to issue layoff notices to thousands of their employees due to looming defense cuts under sequestration, despite administration claims that such warnings are unnecessary. Actually, you better listen to the administration's claims that those cuts and warnings are unnecessary. I'll get to that in a second. U.S. defense companies plan to start handing out pink slips in November under federal mandates outlined in the Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification, known as WARN, W-A-R-N, Act, due to the anticipated $500 billion in automatic cut to defense coffers, or defense spending, are set to go in place in January. Top industry officials have said publicly that automatic cuts under sequestration could lead to the loss of 1 million defense-related jobs. Stevens, Lockheed Martin chief, told Congress in July, just last month, that his firm alone stands to lose 10,000 employees if the cuts go into effect as planned. Congress, help us. Congress is going to say, we don't have any use for you. We're not in any wars. Oh, but wait a minute. Hold on. Rewind. Layoffs to thousands of employees due to looming defense cuts under sequestration, despite President Obama's administration claims that such warnings are unnecessary. Guys, what do you, Lockheed, Mr. Stevens, what do you say? You don't gotta go forward with those cuts in November. Don't worry about it. The big war is coming. We got you covered. There'll be plenty of job opportunities. As a matter of fact, get ready. Go ahead and start printing applications out now, because you're going to be hiring in the near future. As a matter of fact, so is our own military. They're always hiring, but not like this. The next event, the next false flag attack, which I know everyone's talking about, the Olympics. I even did some videos on it. I never claimed in my videos that I know this to be true, it's going to happen. I wanted to put some stuff that I found interesting in front of your face to let you look on it. Look at it. That's what I do. Known for doing that. That's all he do. That's right. So, I'm going to tell you about anything that I find interesting. Could you imagine if something happened at the Olympics? A false flag, and I had this information that I posted and didn't even say anything about it? Could you imagine that? That's why I posted, but at the same time, I'm very careful about claiming, I know this will be true, this is going to happen right now. No way. No way in hell am I going to step on that limb. Unless Lindsey Williams comes out and says, you know what? X, Y, Z is going to happen. And one of those things is war, and it's going to be started on the false flag in the Olympics on this day. If he said that, then I would be repeating it saying, I know this will happen. Simply because his man is spot on with what he talks about. Having said that, again, Olympics are done. Today's the 13th. No false flag. But don't think for 1 second that there's not going to be one here shortly. Hey, they're about to cut defense. Automatic $500 billion cut to defense. Oh my God. And that's these contractors that are saying, oh no, oh no. What about our own employees to the government that have anything to do with defense? And I'm not talking about working for Pratt & Whitney or Lockheed Martin or anybody else. I'm talking about government workers that are tied to that being let loose. $500 billion. There's no way that Pratt & Whitney and Lockheed Martin eat up $500 billion in budget, or in a budget, right? I mean, obviously. $500 billion would go to those? No way. So there's other cuts coming. Massive unemployment coming. So what's going to happen in the nick of time? America's defense industry is going to be saved. It must be a miracle from God. I bet a God above is going to send down this miracle in their eyes, in these evil bastard, warring, sickos, whatever. Oh, thank you, God. I've been praying that I didn't lose my job. I've been praying that I have more work. But what do? Oh, I kill people for a living. Just for whatever reason. Or I indirectly kill people by manufacturing things that other people use to kill people. Oh. But I gotta have a job. And you know what? He's right. Gotta have a job. Gotta have a job. Gotta pay them bills. Gotta pay back those banks and credit cards and mortgages. Can't let that industry fail again, can we? So we gotta have these people working. And we can't have those people working if there's nothing to do. And that means there has to be a war going on for the most part. And we've been pulling our troops a little bit right out of Iraq, as Obama claimed. I told you I'd take the troops out. Even though I'm going to leave a bunch over there. That doesn't count. But I'll take a bunch out and then ship them over, spread them out a little bit, bring a bunch back home, and then just when we, okay guys, get ready, we're going to tone down our theater of war over there, and oh no, false flag. Or excuse me, not false flag. Iran attacked us, or Syria did something to us, and oh my God, we got to step in there. Oh, right in the nick of time. You know what? Hey, guys, in November, all you contractors, you don't have to fire anybody now. God, Jesus, it must have been one of them that did this. Can you imagine some of the idiots? I've been praying that I wouldn't lose my job, and even though your job has to do with killing people all over the world, like you're going to pray and God's going to listen. Well, he's praying too, and so are all these other people. That guy, though, he's special. He works in an industry that creates things that has massive casualties all the time because of it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and answer his prayer. I'm sure some of them probably think that. I'm being pretty sarcastic if you think for 1 second that I really think God, it's going to be a miracle. It's not going to be a miracle. God doesn't do stuff like that, obviously. But these evil bastards do. So, all employees that work for the defense industry, JSNIP4 has you covered by his interpretation of what he just read. Again, it's just my opinion. Take it for what it is. But I think there's going to be something that happens that ensures you have a job right before the election so that old Obama gets put right back in office. We can't change the quarterback mid-game, right? No one does that. And as Lindsey Williams made a point, as his elitist told him, Lindsey, I want to share something with you. You do know that there's never been a standing president, one that's in office, who did not get reelected during a time of war. Why would he even mention that? And let's just say November comes, the election happens, no false flag, no wars, and old Romney wins. You think for 1 second anything's going to change? If you may say, well, I know this. I'm a Republican, and that's my guy, and I'm glad he picked this guy, Paul Ryan, or whatever his name is. It's time for our nation to turn around. So I'll tell you what, I'll challenge anybody who can get close enough to Romney at one of his speeches, who happens to ask him a question, and ask him, are you going to go after the Wall Street bankers for what they've done if you take office? Are you going to go after Eric Holder for what he's done, defying Congress with his Fast and Furious thing? See what the man says. I'd love to hear his response on live TV. Because I happened to watch the other day when who's the VP going to be? I said, you know what, let me turn this circus on. I'm not doing anything. I was here by myself. Let me just see what this is. And Romney comes out with this, his nice white shirt, not a nice overcoat, suit, nothing. No, just as the little white shirt with the, sleeves rolled up, tie. Yeah. Wait a minute. Didn't Obama do the same thing? Didn't he come out with his sleeves rolled up like he's one of the hardworking Americans? Yeah, he did. And so is Romney. Huh. That's interesting. What are the chances Romney's going to repeat what Obama said in 2008 to get himself put in as president about the economic recovery, and we're going to cut the deficit down, and we're going to bring these jobs back? And I was having deja vu listening to that bozo clown talk. That's the same thing Obama said. And of course, that's why Obama got elected. And now we're sitting here. He hasn't done any of those things to help. He hasn't cut the deficit. As a matter of fact, it can't be cut, as I've explained 100 times. It can't be cut. It can be forcefully devalued. That will be the cut. And he may hold good on his promise. Hey, I told you I'd cut the deficit. I don't think they'll do that before the elections. I think it'll be after. Because then you're stuck with whoever wins for 4 years. And man, that was a bad decision. And there's no law or plan that says you bozo Americans, me too, I'm included, can unelect someone you just elected. Throw them out of office for lying to you. Promising stuff, telling them they'll do what you want to do, and then they get in office and they don't do it. You know of a law that says that you can do that? I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, I do. It's called the Declaration of Independence. And it basically states, in layman's terms I'll use, when the elected officials no longer listen to the American people, and voting no longer works because you put more elected officials in there that do the same thing, you have the right to remove them by force. That's what it says. What was that? What is it? Did someone think that, or was it actually written as the Declaration of Independence? It was written. But if you went to a federal court and said, hey, I want to use this. Here's my little ticket. It's called the Declaration of Independence, and I'm here to physically remove some of these people here. I just want to make sure I don't get arrested because it gives me the right to do that. Mr. Judge, the one that was appointed by George Bush or Clinton or Obama, whoever, doesn't matter. Is this valid? Is this considered law? Oh, no, absolutely not. It was just a speech on paper. Doesn't count. But you're a federal judge, and you get federally paid. And the same guys I want to remove are the ones that appointed you. Is that true? Yeah, oh yeah, of course. But I'm a fair judge. I'm a fair judge, you know. I was appointed by those guys you want to go arrest. Throw out of power. But yeah, that's right. Now you can see how and why violent revolutions start. It's history. Plain and simple. I think I got one more video to do.